Hello students, welcome to La Excellence. Welcome to our Current Affairs for Beginners program. Let us see today's articles. The first article is on Bengal's Chau Mask acquires GI fame. GI is Geographical Indication. It is given GI status. Here we need to know what is this GI status and what are the other things along with Chau Mask that are given GI indication recently. In this particular article, it is mentioned that Chau Mask of Purulia, Wooden Mask of Kushmandi, Patachitra Dokras of Bengal, Madhurkanti, these are all accorded with Geographical Indication tag by Geographical Indication Registry. Here we need to remember this name and Intellectual Property of India. This name. These two are very important. These two accorded. These two are one only. In this registry, these names are mentioned. It is given by this Intellectual Property of India scheme. This intellectual properties or GI indicators, they are given by the Ministry of Commerce. In this particular ministry, DIPP, Department of Industrial Promotion and Policy, this ministry is responsible for according the GI indications. Not just the GI, all the intellectual property rights related issues are overseen by this particular department under Ministry of Commerce. Let us see what is geographical indication. It is nothing but, let's say a particular good A belongs to a particular place. Then if that particular good is significant or special for that particular place in terms of production or in terms of process, then this particular good A is given geographical indication. Based on this geographical indication, only those local people belong to that particular area can produce or process that particular good A. That is giving that name, that sign name. For example, let's take Darjeeling tea. This is one name, trademark kind of name, that is GI name that is given to that particular tea variety. All other teas, even though if they are produced in the similar process, they cannot use this particular name of Darjeeling tea because for that particular region GI is issued. Because of this, what are the advantages? The locals, they get this special recognition. Because of that, their income levels may increase. Why? Because these are accorded special status. So they will be easily recognized all over the world. Because this GI indicator, they are supported under TRIPS, TRIPS of WTO, World Trade Organization. Under this particular multilateral organization, we have this TRIPS. TRIPS means trade-related intellectual property rights. Trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights. So under this TRIPS mission, we have this GI. It means GI is one of the intellectual properties recognized world over under WTO mechanism. To implement TRIPS mission for GI, we have Geographical Indication of Goods Act of 1999, which is implemented in the year of 2003. Under this particular act, the geographical indication status is accorded. Here we need to remember that it is only for the goods, not for the intangibles. In our prelims examination, they may ask this. Now, let us see about Chau Mask. It is given GI status. Associated with this is Chau dance form. This is very important. Here these masks are used in this particular dance form. Dances are classified into two types. One is classical dance, two is folk dance. Classical dances are Kathakali, Kuchipudi, etc. Folk dances differ with different region. This Chau dance form is the folk dance form of Eastern India. Eastern India, where this dance form is practiced in the states of Odisha, West Bengal and Jharkhand and some parts of Bihar. So in these states, Chau dance is performed. In this particular dance form, these masks are used. Here, our interest is to know what is this dance form. This dance form in the year 2010 is recognized as Intangible Heritage of India. Intangible Heritage of India by UNESCO. It recognized this particular dance form. Here we have three different kinds of dance form: Odisha, West Bengal and Jharkhand dance, Chau dances. In this particular dance, mask is not used. In these two dance forms, mask is used. Masks are of different types with different materials there made. The famous one is wooden mask, which is now given the GI status, and in general the clay with the different colors. That mask is also used. These two, both of these are given geographical indication status. This is important. It is given intangible heritage status in the year 2010 by UNESCO. The next article is on new biofuel policy. The biofuel policy of 2018. Here, our basic key terminology is: what is biofuel? What are the types of biofuels? The brief discussion on 2018 biofuel policy is already discussed in the previous videos. Here we'll see what is this biofuel. In general, fuel is some energy form which emits energy form. This energy form is obtained from biomass. Biomass is organic material. From some biomass, energy is obtained that is known as biofuel. Biofuels are generally divided into two types. One is general biofuel, which is not processed like wood, etc. There are different types of biofuels which are processed. In general, when we discuss about biofuels, we say about this processed things. Processed biomass we call as biofuel. Here biofuel. From processed biomass, we go for biofuel. These biofuels again are divided into different types. These are broadly classified into three types. Biofuels classified into three. First generation biofuels, second generation biofuels, third generation biofuels. In this first generation biofuels, directly the fuel is made from sugarcane, potatoes, etc. Directly from the food materials, these are made. In 2G, second generation, from the material waste like waste food, etc. These are made. In 3G, using the microorganisms like bacteria, algae. From these, fuel is made. The examples are ethanol, biopetrol, biodiesel. These are all made in these three ways. So till now we approved only 1G, the biofuel made from the sugar cane. But now under this policy, all these are approved, and we want to improve our energy basket with the increased percentage of biofuels. With this, what happens? Our imports of oil decreases, our GHG emissions decreases, etc. These are all the advantages. But here, for the basic purpose, we should know what are these types of biofuels. The next article is on India and Indonesia relationship. This is very important article. Here we should know what is this word sea lines of communication. Sea lines of communication we should know, and we should know what is this port of Sabang. Then we should know what is the Strait of Malacca. These three very important from this article. Let us see what is the sea lines of communication, SOLC. This is in general for maritime navigation. Maritime navigation, we use fixed paths. It's not just that the ship travels in any random way. There are some established communication paths through which these ships transit. So there are some important sea lines. For example, this Persian Gulf is very important sea line. Then we have the Strait of Malacca through which the cargo passes, many ships passes per day. This is one important sea lines of communication. Likewise, we have different sea lines of communication. The next thing that we need to learn from this article is regarding this Sabang port. If we observe here, this is our Andaman. These are our Andaman Islands. This Sabang port is very much near to Strait of Malacca, which is one of the very important sea lines of communication. Recently, India got this port for renovation and further investment. Even for the defense purposes, we can use this particular port. If we observe here, this is very near to our Nicobar Islands and very near to the Strait of Malacca. So this port is strategically very important for India. Along with this port, here in the western margin, the western side of India, we got access for Dakam port of Oman. This is also we got recently. This is also strategically very important port for India. Along with this, we need to know what are these important straits that are located near to Indonesia. One is Strait of Malacca. We need to see the two other important straits. In this particular map, if we see, this is Strait of Malacca. Here, Malacca is placed in Malaysia. It lies between Indonesia and Malaysia. Then we have Sunda Strait. Sunda Strait is between the islands of Indonesia. Through this also sea lines of communication passes. Then here one very important strait is there, that is Lombok Strait. That is between island of Bali and Lombok. This is one Lombok Island. This is Bali Island. Between these two, this strait is there. This is also very important sea lines of communication. So for our prelims purpose, we should know where these straits are located. If they ask, arrange them in the north-south direction or east-west direction, we should know their location. The next article is on India-Pakistan ceasefire commitment. Here in this particular thing, we should know what is a ceasefire agreement and when did we sign the ceasefire agreement. And according to this ceasefire agreement, what are the borders between India and Pakistan? These three we should know. Ceasefire agreement is nothing but temporary halt of war or some kind of conflict. So we signed ceasefire agreements at different points of time with Pakistan. The recent one is in the year 2003. This article is with regard to this 2003 agreement. Under this agreement, both the countries agreed to go for ceasefire in three types of places. One is Siachen Glacier, two is Line of Control, three is this international border, that is Radcliffe Line. So in these three places we agreed to go for complete ceasefire. So here we should know what are these three. Line of control is between India and Pakistan. These two we should know. The next article is regarding center plans connectivity push to China border. We should know what is this. What are the states that have border with China? That we should know. If we observe this map, Jammu and Kashmir, it has border with China in the form of Aksai Chin. Even if we remove it, then also we have border with China. Then Himachal Pradesh has border with China. Uttaranchal has, or Uttarakhand, this is Uttarakhand now. Uttarakhand has border with China. Then Sikkim has border. Then Arunachal Pradesh. But here this region is Tibet. So Tibet is part of China. Now most of the countries agreed for that except the Tibetan leaders. So we consider all these states having border with China. Whenever any question comes in our prelims examination, how many states have border with China? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 states have border with China. And the name of this border, China with India, is called Line of Actual Control, LOAC. But LOC, Line of Control, is between India and Pakistan. LOAC is between India and China. These are the 2 questions that I have given for today's articles. One is regarding the ports. 2 is with regard to Chau dance form. Thank you very much.